Hi everyone, welcome to Shelf Control. I'm Norm. Today I'm going to do a short video about Kickstarter exclusives and how different companies use them and what people think.
Guys, it doesn't matter what other people think.
So I've got two examples here. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about Witcher Path of Destiny. It's a Kickstarter that just finished, so I don't have it. So I've got my copy of the Old World here. And it's going to be my stand-in for Path of Destiny.
Stand in! Yo!
And then we'll talk about Zombicide, Undead or Alive, which just recently got added to our collection. So, a little bit of what got me interested in this idea was in the Path of Destiny GameFound crowdsource. There were people who were asking if it was possible to have add-ons of the Kickstarter exclusive stuff from Witcher the Old World when it was crowdsourced. Go on Board eventually answered and said no, they would not make those available because they were Kickstarter exclusive. What caught my attention though was some of the responses from other people, quite hostile to these people asking, hey, I got this game at retail, I would like to have all the content for this game because I like it. And these people were like, no, you can't have it because it was Kickstarter exclusive and I kickstarted it, so I get it and you don't. While I understand where they're coming from,
it's human nature, Charles.
Personally, my idea is if it's good for the game, why should we as gamers be getting pleasure in keeping others from having it?
It's in their nature. They can't help it.
I actually had a brief discussion with somebody, and in their case it basically came down to, you know, the Kickstarter exclusive has value and they can sell it for more. And so I don't think in that case it was actually a gamer talking about a product that they enjoy. Instead it was a speculator who wants the Beanie Baby Funko Pop market artificially restrictive so that that's why it's rare, rather than printing more so more people can enjoy it.
It's basic capitalism.
That conversation just stopped at that point. I wasn't really that concerned about it because the Kickstarter exclusive stuff for Witcher the Old World was not all that extensive. It was a character you could play, Ciri, who doesn't even belong in the Old World, but they were like, you know, we could see her traveling in time and being playable there. Excuse me. Plus a couple other small things, a minifig here or something like that. Nothing that you should feel like you were missing out if you didn't have it. See, personally, I have the retail. If you saw our Nerds Day haul, we picked it up then because I passed on the Kickstarter. And so we're gonna get some more plays in. Me and Lisa have played it a number of times. We'd like to get some plays with more players in. We've only got a few before we talk about that, but that'll be coming up. So the things that are appealing to me to expand this game are going to be made available in retail. The Monster Hunt or whatever it's called, that will change up how the monsters fight and things like that. There's expansions that are interesting to me, but are not Kickstarter exclusive, so I can pass on what was. So I would actually fall on the other side of the spectrum and be like, you know what, those retail expansions, those shouldn't be made available as add-ons in their crowdsourcing. I could see them saying, you know, what was a Kickstarter exclusive, we're going to consider that a crowdsourcing exclusive, and those exclusives are now available in this crowdsource project that we're doing, and so the people that want it can still get it, but it's still not a retail thing. When you make the retail available stuff available as an add-on, then you're kind of screwing your retail partners, because there were people in the Path of Destiny saying, will the add-ons that are coming next year for Witcher the Old World and retail, will those be available as add-ons? And they were like, well, we're going to look into that and see. And personally, depending on the price, it might be tempting to do that as an add-on, because
I'm as human as the next man.
I have pledged for the base game of Path of Destiny, and I would like those expansions, but I would prefer to get them at retail. Retail, you tend to get them at less than MSRP, and you can package it together with other things you're looking for free shipping, and so the cost is usually less on retail, and you're helping out those retail partners. If Go On Board makes these retail expansions available through crowdsourcing, then there's going to be a lot of people who are going to get them directly from them and not get them from the retail partners. And in that case, why do you have retail partners?
Why do I need you?
So I'm okay with their decision to make Kickstarter exclusives Kickstarter exclusive. They're not important to the game. They're not a huge addition to the game. But I do disagree with the idea that they should be kept a scarcity for scalper reasons.
We're prospectors, man. We're investors.
I don't think that's a helpful way to contribute to the gaming community. So while we're talking about the Witcher, with the Path of Destiny, I've written down here what they have done with their campaign. So the base game for the Path of Destiny comes with 5 characters and 3 stories. Each story is like a module that you insert into the base game to play, and they all play differently. The stretch goals, they added 5 characters and 5 stories to the base game if you get it through crowdsource. Those will be made available as expansions at retail that you'll have to pay for, but you're getting them free with the base game when you get it through crowdsource. One of those characters is a Game Found exclusive. So there'll be 4 characters and 5 stories available for purchase in retail as an expansion later. They have add-ons. They have 2 expansions that you could pay to purchase that add some more gameplay to the base game, but those are not Kickstarter exclusive. Those will be released at retail at some point. They have an add-on of a standalone game, which is another Japanese themed Witcher game that doesn't have the story element. It's just mechanics, and that's available for purchase if you want. Again, not Game Found exclusive. They have acrylic token set that would replace the cardboard tokens in the game with acrylic, that if you want to add that on, again, not exclusive. Excuse me. And there was one character that if you pledged on day 1, you got a new character, which is basically another Geralt, but he's on a horse.
Look, Mom, I'm on a horse!
And so he plays a little bit differently that way. And that one is Game Found exclusive. So There's other small exclusives in stretch goals, like villain cards and things like that. Looking at those, I don't think that they're like a huge addition to the game. There are things that people had asked for. Can we see this person in here? In the game? Can we see this person? So they've like found a way to put them into the game.
Did you even bother to test it?
I don't know if it'll actually add to the game that much, so I don't really see that as being a big deal. So out of all the add-ons and stretch goals, you've got basically 2 playable characters out of 6 that will not be available at retail. And so it's one of those where it's like, you know what, if they're never made available again, it's not a loss. The game comes with 5, and you can get 4 more from retail if you really wanted to. That should be enough for variety. And then adding these other stories as well should be plenty of replayability, and none of those stories are made exclusive. So there's also a thing where if you went all in and got the base game with all the expansions, you get like a little mini expansion which gives you 1 figure and some rules that inserts it into the other expansions to change them up. Again, nothing that I think is important and worth crying over if you didn't get. So they had a really successful campaign where they raised almost $4.5 million on that. And so they were doing something right. Whether or not it was how they did the exclusives or not, or whether it's just the Witcher name, I don't know. I was really happy with the amount of stuff that was being added by the stretch goals. Things that will be available for purchase in retail later, but are available free if you game found it now. And so I really liked the value that you got from the initial pledge. And so I felt comfortable going in on just the deluxe base game. And if it's a game that I really like and I feel like I want the expansions, they're going to be made available earlier, and those few exclusives, nothing to worry about. So, going to the other side of the spectrum. The other day, I found at my used game store a copy of Zombicide, Undead or Alive. I've been wanting to try Zombicide for a while. It's a little bit pricey, and I really like the Wild West theme. And so when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, it's probably more than I'm willing to pay, because I've had other Zombicides there for $100+. And the sticker on this one, I kept it on here, $28.95. So under $30 for Zombicide, Undead or Alive. They also had the expansion Running Wild, which adds 6 survivors with horses and 1 abomination for like $38. But that's about what you can buy it for from retail, and so I passed on that. But I wasn't going to pass up on Zombicide, Undead or Alive for under $30.
Who won?
And so I got it, played through the tutorial mission myself a couple times just to get the rules down, things that I need to keep in mind. Then played it with Lisa, did the tutorial mission and the first mission, and enjoyed it. Had fun with it, and we're going to get some plays in with more people. I think my son will really like it, and so we're going to get more people in, try some more of the different scenarios, and we'll eventually have a video on this. But I also thought that it'd be fun, while I was doing some research, that there's things that are available to increase the fun. There's only 3 types of zombies in this game if you don't count abominations. You got the walkers, the runners, and the brutes. And I heard that they added a fourth kind called the long dead, which are basically a walker that can't be shot. The bullets just go right through their paper thin skin, and they're just basically walking skeletons. And so you actually have to smash them with a melee attack. And that seems like a really neat way of adding to the challenge. Another thing is the base game only comes with one abomination. It's the bowler hat abomination, and at the bottom of his card it says no special rule. Well, that makes you think that there are abominations out there that have special rules. Not in this box.
Not here, no way.
So I Googled for the Zombicide Undead or Alive Kickstarter to see what was going on. And I wrote down stats similar like I did to Path of Destiny. Base game, you got 14 characters that they call survivors. You got the 3 types of zombies and just 1 abomination. So what do you do for changing it up for replayability? Where are these other abominations? Well, they had stretch goals, and the stretch goals added 51 characters. It added new models for the walker zombies and things like that. I don't know if they had special abilities or not. They were just listed as walkers with different sculpts, so not a big deal. And 13 different abominations. So whenever you drew an abomination card, you would pick one of these abominations at random, so you don't know which abomination you're going up against. And they all have special rules, except for Bowler Hat, because he specifically says no special rule. All of those stretch goals, Kickstarter exclusive. They had add-ons. They had 2 expansions that are available at retail that add a few survivors and 1 abomination each, which according to people talking on Reddit and Board Game Geek, they're kind of lame. They're on the easier side. They're kind of like Bowler Hat with no special rule. So not really the best way to get a variety of abominations. You buy those 2 expansions, you got 3 mediocre abominations that you can choose from. They had an add-on for an abomination pack that adds 4 new abominations, which is pretty cool. Kickstarter exclusive. That 4th zombie type, the long dead walkers, that's a Kickstarter exclusive. They had 2 abominations that you could add as an add-on, a big gorilla and a big crocodile. Kickstarter exclusive. And they had a guest artist design some new survivors. So if you wanted some more variety of the survivors, that's also a Kickstarter exclusive. So looking online, the prices of the things that you need to add to Zombicide is double or more what the price of it was as an add-on in Kickstarter. So it seems like CMON, Cool Mini or not, as a publisher, basically caters to that speculator crowd.
No, she's an investor.
Where they want to sell to people things that they can then turn around and sell otherwise. Because the only thing retail is the base game and those 2 expansions. And they don't add much at all for the variety. It's almost like CMON is not even considering retail sales.
Wait, do those actually exist?
Like this isn't, I don't think this is a Kickstarter version of the game. This in retail, it's generally $100, maybe a little bit less if they mark it down some. But then it only has the 1 abomination in it. And so where's the variety? They could have added 2, 3,
Heck, maybe even 4.
abominations. You know, they could have been a little bit more generous and been like, here's what you need in this box for all kinds of varied experiences. Or make some of the stuff not Kickstarter exclusive and be like, you know what, you can get more abominations from retail stores and help the retail stores out. It's almost like Simon is like, how did this game sneak out into retail? This wasn't supposed to be available for sale retail. And
How did you get out?
and they don't support it at all. And you know, they make a lot of money off of their crowdsourcing. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention. Every time I've gone to look at one of their Zombicides or something, I'm like, okay, I don't even know if I like the system. I don't want to spend $100+ on a game I don't know that I'll even like. And you know, they I don't know if all of their Kickstarter campaigns are like this, where it's like, you know, here's what you get retail. Everything else that we add for the game is Kickstarter exclusive only, so you got to get it now. It seems to work for them. They bring in millions of dollars. Their Undead or Alive brought in just over $3 million. Still less than what Path of Destiny brought in, and not near as many Kickstarter exclusives. So I don't know. Hopefully this is something that they can change, but it's a real disappointment to get this game and then realize, you know, what if somebody didn't get it for $30 and they paid $100 for this and it's like, hey, this is great, I want more stuff. Oh, I have to pay somebody who got it through Kickstarter who's willing to let go of theirs for double what they paid for it. It doesn't seem like that's good for the gaming industry, because it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
This stuff tastes like crap.
Really? Let me try some.
You know, I'm gonna keep looking at my thrift stores to see if maybe other expansions show up. I'm not interested in the Running Wild one with the horses and the one abomination. I would love to get my hands on the 4 or the pack. I don't care about the 51 other survivors. I mean, how many different survivors do you need for this game? But you know, the 13 abominations, having 14 total abominations would make for a really dynamic game where it's like every time an abomination shows up, you don't know who it's going to be. So, you know, I'm going to keep an eye out for those. I'm not going to go online and pay $140 or whatever for something to expand my $30 copy of Undead or Alive. Well, when we get more plays in, we'll do a video of this and see if it's even worth staying in our collection as a $30 Zombicide game. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Kickstarter exclusives and 2 examples of how they were done, people's attitudes towards them that we found in the Path of Destiny, and my personal thoughts. What do you think? Do you think that having the Kickstarter exclusives being so much of the gameplay is actually a good thing? You know, is it an aberration that the Path of Destiny raised more money than Zombicide did, and that Zombicide wouldn't have raised the money that it did if it didn't have all those gameplay exclusives? Or should gameplay exclusives just go the way of the dinosaur, that's not helpful for our gaming community, new people coming in? Anyways, that's enough of me ranting about this. I just wanted to get thoughts off my chest, and I'm curious to see what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye.